Local singer-songwriters who feel invisible because they're over 45 are getting a boost. Forestside Shopping Centre has launched a competition just for them in association with local radio station Belfast 89. While most shopping centres ban buskers, Forestside promotes and encourages local musicians who craft their own songs, including star-in-waiting Lucy Bell.
Never threw our love to the dirt. We fell fast, not looking back, and never threw our love to the curb. In Paris, where I loved you first.
Shopping centre manager Lee Cutler told me how Lucy started at Forestside Music while she was still at school.
Lucy came to us probably when she was about 15, entered the competition the first year. I think it was our first or second year we'd done the competition for under 20s. I think she was about 15. And there was just something about Lucy that, although she didn't actually get through and into the top 3 in the first year, there was something very special about the way she performed, and we knew she would come back the year after. The year after she came back, she was runner-up, and the year after, she couldn't actually enter our competition because she had a member of her family working here then. She went and entered an under-25 competition and won the whole thing.
And it was an amazing thing for her to win that because she was still at school at the time, and she got the opportunity to go to Nashville and co-write with some amazing people.
Absolutely outstanding, and that was really through, I mean, I suppose hopefully we gave her the spark and gave her the opportunity to be showcased. We then helped her with a bit of media training, videoing, a bit of recording, just beginner stuff to get her started, and she has just picked it up and run with it and is in a phenomenal place right now.
So most of the stuff you do is for young singer-songwriters. Why did you think of going for plus 45s, those above the age of 45?
Okay, the plus 45s came from a conversation that we had on air, and we were chatting about the other competition, and one of our singer-songwriter friends who would be over 45 said, what about the older singer-songwriters? And so we actually, out of a joke came, we said, no, actually we could do that. We did it last year for the first time, and we had that much fun with it. I think everybody had that much fun with it, and we were surprised of as well how many people wanted to enter something like that. We thought, why not? So here we are, second year, and really looking forward to it.
Last year's competition attracted a host of entries with a brilliant range of self-penned songs. This year there could be even more. County Down songwriter Steve Amos was the guy who first suggested running the competition. I asked him why.
Why? Because it was slightly whimsical, to be fair. I occasionally stir things up a bit, Mike, as you may know, and it seemed to me that all the competitions for songwriters and singer-songwriters were aimed at the younger, what I would call the younger generation. So, and they really are the younger generation. They're teenagers and up to 25, and anything even over 25, you seem to be sort of written off the face of the planet. So I was mentioning it to a good friend of mine who organises a few of these things, and really it was really a wind-up as much as anything. I said, well, it's all very well doing it for all these youngsters, but what about the older ones? Because we also write quite good songs. And to my surprise, really, and possibly my everlasting shame, I don't know, to my surprise, he said, that's a good idea, we'll do one. And so therefore what we did was we did the first one last year. And it was great fun, and I think what was really surprising was the fact that we had, if I recall, 26 entries, which surprised everybody. I mean, that was astounding that all these guys came in, and I think it was successful.
I did press Steve to give us a sneak preview of this year's competition entry. He said he hadn't had time to rehearse it, so here's the one he wrote for last year's competition instead.
Oh, please let me leave, I can't take this anymore. Moving here has been a terrible mistake. please let me leave. It's not much to ask for. I know I'm not religious, but you can hear me praying, oh Lord, please give me a break.
Competition co-sponsor radio station Belfast 89 FM offers local songwriters many opportunities to be heard on air. Its programme director Lisa Flavel says she's delighted to be involved in the second year of the event.
It's a great opportunity for Belfast 89 to support this competition. I mean, it ticks our boxes in two major ways. One, we love supporting local music, and Belfast is teeming with talented musicians, particularly those of a certain vintage, so people that have been accumulating life experience and musical experience over many decades. So at Belfast 89 we're aimed at an older audience, so we really do want to celebrate the sort of the art that's created by older people in the Belfast area. So what perfect to be able to encourage people to enter this competition and also to offer them some airtime as well, which is always good.
I mean, we're so excited about the fact that we have the capacity here at Belfast 89 to offer people an opportunity to be heard, because they need to be heard.
That's it. We really believe in local and celebrating what is local, but also we believe in helping local musicians get skilled up to take their art to a wider audience, because we don't believe that it's only relevant to that local audience. We actually believe that it's of such a standard that it could be taken out there and celebrated right across the world. So learning to come in and do live radio sessions, learning to do radio interviews, it all helps you sell your music to a wider audience, and that's part of what we want to offer as well.
And I guess that's one of the things that local musicians are not that good about. They're great at producing the music, they're not quite so good at selling it.
Yeah, and very often they're used to, sitting in the corner of a crowded bar trying to get their music across, or performing even on a big stage in front of thousands of people. But talking about their music is a different skill altogether, and it's important that you're able to do that as an artist too.
Belfast songwriter Sean Macaulay is delighted with the support from Forestside and Belfast 89 for local songwriters. He's a passionate believer in developing success locally. Here's the song he entered in last year's competition. It's about a young woman who was absolutely determined to dance her dreams.
She never made, wrapped up in the lines of words she never said. From her window she can see her dreams, they can't come true. Those city lights remind her what she has to do. Oh, she's a dancer, there's a freedom she's been given. She's a dancer, and her soul has got the rhythm of a different beat, of a different sound, of a different movement. She's dancing like there's no one around, dancing like there's no one